capability analysis. One second. Capability analysis, and then normal. Your data should be normal. We already checked the normality for this. It is normal. So I click normal. Where is your data? Here. And then, is there any information about this subgroup? Yes, subgroup size is 5. Yes, one second. So subgroup size is 5. I give all these things. What is your LSL? How much?
So 0.50.
Yes, 0.50. USL 0.60.
60.
And in the option, what is the target?
So 0.55.
If you give the target, this will throw away CPM also. Let me get that also. I give OK. Once again, I give OK. Now you see the result is generated. Clear? I get CP, CPK, and see here, I get CPM also. Right? But limit our discussion to CP, CPK. So CP is 0.9, CPK is 0.83. What is your conclusion now? CP is 0.9. Is your process capable?
Not stable, capable.
Not capable. What is the problem? Consistency is a problem, or centering is a problem, or both are a problem? Consistency is a problem. Centering is also a problem. Slightly off-centered, 0.83 and 0.9. So both you need to correct, and thereby you are within capability, you will be able to set it right. Within capability, you will be able to set it right. Clear?
Yes, sir.
So again, we move on to presentation. So this particular problem, all of you can do it yourself in Minitab, right? The steps I have demonstrated, and this is how. You need to open the worksheet, and then you can go to Stat, Quality Tools, Capability Analysis, and choose normal. And then in the single column, you give diameter, subgroup size is 5, lower spec value you give, upper spec value you give. And in the option, when you give the target, what will happen? CPM will appear in your result. Give OK and OK. Capability analysis is done. And now let us talk about PP, PPK. Right? Shall we do it now? Are you ready?
Sir, one question.
Yes.
If CP, CPK both are same, but those are low value, say for example, 0.9.
Yes.
What can we conclude in that? Is it that the process is centered when both are same, even in that case?
Process is centered. Okay, both are same. And then what is your next point? But
CP, CPK are same, but
low.
their value is low. Yeah, their value is low, like say 0.9.
Okay. So centered, but value is low.
May I come, sir?
Yes, sir.
Sir, 1 second, sir. First, when you say CP, go one by one. Don't consider both together, right?
Yes, sir.
Finally, consider both together. What do you mean by CP is lower? Variation is more. Yes or no?
Variation is more. Yes, sir.
Right? Then be it center or be it not center, it is useless. Number one. Number two, CPK is low. What does it mean? CPK is low or high, it doesn't matter at all. It is different. That's all. Be it on the lower side, be it on the, it doesn't matter. It is different. If it is different, what does it mean? It is not to the center.
Not to the center.
Either on the lower side or on the higher side. I'm not bothered because it is different, right? If it is lower on the right side, if it is on the higher side, it is on the left side. That and all will come to know only by experience. But it is different. Therefore, target is not maintained. Therefore, variation also is not maintained. Target also is not maintained if both are same and not equal to 1.33. Right?
Okay.
So the point 1.3 is very important. Right? To see to it that first of all, variation is okay. And then equality is important, CP and CPK, the target is maintained. That's all. Clear? So what we have to concentrate on the number 1.33. If it is first of all, we check only CP. Then only comes to CPK. What does CP represents? Variation is okay. Right? If it is too much better, 6 sigma. Right? If it is 1.33, okay, it is okay. that is variation is maintained. Number two, if it is not equal to CPK, then the target is not maintained. That's all, right?
Clear?
That's all. These are the only 2 points. Rest of the points you should never come into, should not bring into your mind because it will confuse you. Right?
All right.
Why it is
Thank you.
confusing you? Because they are not correct. That's all.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay. So if you, for some reason, if you don't want to work with 2 numbers, I don't want to see 2 numbers, then what is your option? I will look at
CPM.
CPM, right? Look at the CPM and then your job is very simple. But you need to spend some time to grab everything inside and then you can apply it in your process, right? Right, now we move on to the PPPPK. Now there are 2 players I'm showing. One is Shikhar Dhawan, another one is Sourav Ganguly. Whom you would expect, whom do you want to play for our country? Suppose having given the choice, whom you will choose? Will you choose Ganguly to play in Indian team or Shikhar Dhawan to play in Indian team?
Ganguly.
Ganguly,
Ganguly.
you will
As of-
get Ganguly for the next tournament.
As of now, Dhawan.
So now Dhawan. But Ganguly is a good player. He led the team and he played well. But you don't want to choose him now. Why?
Because he's old.
He is old.
Old.
Currently, he cannot perform. He performed well earlier, but currently he cannot perform, isn't it? But Shikhar Dhawan, he can perform now. What is your interest? Is it capability is your interest or performance is your interest?
Performance.
Performance is interest. So that is why you must learn PPPPK, and that is why you must use PPPPK to correctly understand what your customer can experience with your products and services. Performance is always considered over a period of time. Capability we measure at some instant, right? But performance we measure over a longer period, right? And so PPPPK is the best measure because variation can increase based on time, based on demand. Based on time also variation can increase, right? When I keep on producing the same product for 1 year, how variation will improve? My machines will become old. Possible, right? So time can impact variation. Demand can also impact variation. So you must allow all these sources of variation to come and play. Even if every source of variation plays, then what is my real capability? Because that is what my customer is going to experience. There is no point simply I do study, capability study in a controlled environment and then assume that the same thing will happen at my customer point also. No. So PPPPK comes. And these are called process performance indices. Again, PP is called potential, PPK is called actual. You know the difference between PP and PPK, same meaning between CP and CPK. How PPPPK differs from CPCPK in the formula? What is the formula for sigma? Earlier, we used R bar by D2. R bar by D2 is within batch variation. R bar by D2 is within batch variation. And so the capability was called within capability. But now, same formula, but in the place of sigma, I will use overall standard deviation. What is overall standard deviation? I will use all my data. I will use all my data and calculate the overall standard deviation. And then the sigma is overall sigma. Use this sigma, I will get PP. Use the same sigma, I will get PPK. Nothing else is different. The difference is only with the way you calculate the sigma. There are 3 types of sigma you need to understand.
सुन के कर रहा है क्या? Online.
With 3 sources of variation: within batch variation, between batch variation, and then overall variation. Right? How the black belts are performing in this particular batch, 10th batch of black belts. All your marks are available with me. All of you are going to score the same mark?
No.
So this variation is called what?
Within batch.
Within batch variation. Right? I should control this. I must see to that everybody scores and everybody pass. Within batch variation also I should control. And the earlier batch, the 9th batch, earlier batch, the 8th batch, earlier batch, the 6th batch. I want to see that every batch, everybody passes. Am I correct? If I say, if I maintain 90% success rate with this batch and 80% success rate with the previous batch and 70% with the previous one, am I giving justice to my customers?
No.
What is this problem called? Between batch variation.
Between the batch variation.
I should control within batch also. I should control between batch also. Right? And over a year, not only the student changes, trainer also might change. Over 1 year, 2 year, trainer will change. And things can completely change. We have been teaching in the classroom. Now we are teaching in online. Now, do you now understand various sources are coming and playing now? And that can impact my result. Got it? So I need to consider what will be my capability if all these disturbances comes. And that will be captured in your PPPPK. In order to understand that, I will use all the data available with me to calculate the standard deviation. But if all the data is not available, with the data available, I will calculate overall standard deviation and make an estimate of my PP. All that you can do is, it is always difficult to get data in real environment, particularly in your work environment. If you ask me, I have 1 year data, I can calculate the better PP for me, better PPK for me. But when I ask you to calculate my PPK, if I don't give you the data, all that you will have is only a limited data. With the limited data also, you can still estimate your PPPK. That is what we are going to learn. So capability depends on the variation, position of center. And you have two types of capability, short-term capability or long-term capability. We call it CPCPK here. We call it PPPK here. And CPCPK can be of 3 types: within capability, between capability, and combined capability. What is this combined? I combine the two. And there is one more thing here, overall capability. I not only combine within, between, I will collect data in such a way that all possible sources of variation are accounted in my data collection. Then I calculate a sigma, that is called overall standard deviation. Now there is within standard deviation, between standard deviation, and when I combine the two, that's called a combined standard deviation, and there is overall standard deviation. If you use this sigma, your capability is within capability. If you use this one, your capability is between. If you use this, it is within between capability. If you use the overall, this is called overall capability. This overall capability is nothing but PPPK. How many types of sigma exist? In fact, 3 exist: within, between, and overall. And this combined is simply I combine the within and between. Right? You are seeing 4 here, but actually 3 exist. And whichever you use, accordingly, it will talk about the capability. And now, if your process is under complete statistical control, you can use CPCPK. Can somebody tell me why CPCPK can speak the reality when my process is in statistical control?
Because it would be for every batch we have to create it.
When my process is under statistical control, I'm sure that the between batch variation is under control, within batch variation also under control, isn't it? Under control means they have become less. If they become less, and in fact, the between batch variation will be very, very less. Between batch variation will be very, very less. And so even when I combine, there won't be much difference. Whether I use the combined standard deviation or within standard deviation, almost I get the same inference only. So when you are sure that your process is under statistical control, you can prefer to use CPCPK. But whenever your process is not under statistical control, you must calculate PPPPK and to understand your capability. And under such situation, you should not use CPCPK. What is statistical control? When you plot a control chart of your process, all the points should lie inside your control limit. If that is happening, you rely on CPCPK. If that is not happening, you must calculate PPPPK only. But for your business requirement, your customer is asking something, you are giving him the same thing, that is different. But if you want to understand the reality, you can use the CPCPK only when your process is under statistical control. If the process is not under statistical control, you should not even do the capability analysis. I hope all of you are practicing it already. If your process is not under statistical control, that means your process is not at all stable. Why do you want to measure its capability? Stabilize it, and then only you must do the capability analysis. Now, let us take a small case and see here, there is a coating process and maybe coating thickness or something. A requirement is 50, right? And the actual values are like this. Now, how many data you have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and each column 15. There are about 75 data you have. All the 75 talks about the coating thickness. All right. And now, first batch, you have taken 3 samples. First batch, how many samples you have taken? 3. Second batch, you have taken 3. Totally, how many batches you produced? 25 batches.
25.
Every batch within the 3, do you see some variation? What is this called?
Yes.
This is called within batch variation. This is called within batch variation. You want this to be minimum. You want this to be minimum. And then from batch 1 to batch 2, batch 2 to batch 3, how will you compare? I will calculate the average for batch 1, calculate the average for batch 2, calculate the average for batch 3, and expect all the averages to be close to each other. Am I right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Both should happen, right? So let us see how the calculation works. Number of subgroups, there are 25 subgroups. Subgroup size 3, because every subgroup there are 3 data. Total number of data 75. And now within subgroup, I will calculate range. Why should I calculate range, not standard deviation? Because my subgroup size is how much? Only 3.
3.
And the number of data is less than 8. I will prefer range as a measure of variation. So 25 subgroups are there. How many ranges I will get? 25 ranges I will get. Clear?
Yeah.
R1, R2, R3, R25. Now variation within the subgroup, sigma within, how do I calculate? The formula is R bar by D2. R bar by D2. What is R bar? Add all the 25 ranges and divide by 25. That is your R bar. Clear? So R bar can be calculated. D2 can be calculated. How to get the D2? I already shown you the table. It is nothing but control chart constant or statistical constant, and depending on the subgroup size, D2 is 1.693. So R bar divided by D2 will give you sigma within. All of you understand how I got the sigma within?
Yes, sir.
Use this sigma within, and now if you calculate CPCPK, that will be your within capability. Done. Now, standard deviation of subgroup averages. Why do I need the standard deviation of subgroup averages? I want to know the between batch variation. How many subgroup I have? 25 subgroup. Each subgroup will have an average. Am I correct? Each subgroup will have an average. So totally how many average I will have? 20? 20 or 25? 25 averages I will have. Can you use the 25 numbers and calculate a standard deviation? That is this S. What is this S called? Between
Batches.
right? So yes, this is standard deviation of averages. Do you remember our discussion while talking about reproducibility?
Yes, sir.
During reproducibility, since the average is
calculated using some data, we subtract a small repeatability component. Same adjustment we are doing here. In order to get the variation between the subgroup, I again do the same logic. The S square minus R bar by 2 to the whole square. So that gives me sigma between. Now, do you understand what is sigma between? Primarily, it is the variation in the averages, but some adjustment is done, and now sigma between is arrived. Now I calculate combined variation. What is combined variation? Within and between I will combine. How to combine sigma? I square, add, take the square root. Now sigma combined is available. Now overall standard deviation. What is overall standard deviation? Totally how much data I have? How much I have?
75.
75. Can you use all 75 and calculate a standard deviation?
Yes.
That is called overall standard deviation. Now, do you have all the standard deviation we talked about in your hand?
Yes.
Use whatever you want, and then all the capability will be in your table. All that now required is you should know which one speaks what. Clear? Now CP is 2.46, CPK is 2.37. Right? This is within capability. This is within capability. But when I go for between within, what is between within? Combined. When I go for between within, I get a different values for my CP/CPK. That means if you are just measuring this, you will not understand this. Am I right?
Yeah.
Now what is this infers actually? Within variation, you are controlling very well. But between variation, you are not able to control.
One batch.
Maybe first batch, the manager is different, and second batch, I don't know, something, you're not able to control. So between batch variation is going on, playing. That is why it is dropping. But ultimately, what your customer will experience, that will reflect in my PPPP. That is still little worst. You know why this is happening? Every batch, the raw material comes from different role. Maybe different suppliers might be giving you the raw material, and as a result, that is getting reflected. All of you now understand the seriousness in different data, right? But maybe definitely this is little tough, but you need to spend time. You just can't grab everything in one go. So this is the table available everywhere. The D3 value I told you, you see here subgroup size is 3. What is the D3 value? 1.693. This is what I have used in the calculation. So if your process is under statistical control, I recommend that you use CP/CPK, because CP/CPK may not differ much from the PPPPK. It simply assures that whatever you calculate, your customer will also experience more or less same. Under such situation, use CP/CPK. But if your process is out of control means there are points outside upper control limit, outside lower control limit. That means there are special causes. If there are special causes, in my opinion, you should not do any capability analysis at all. Fix it first. But if you, for some reason, you wanted to know what will happen if I still continue, then calculate PPPP. That can only speak. I mean, it will give you the worst situation, right? Because it takes into account all sources of variation. So this is the plot for the data, Minitab plot. We will also see it in Minitab. You can see all the calculation coming here, PP 1.19 and CP within is 2.46 and 2.37, but the within between, Minitab has, okay. This is, the red one is what your customer sees, that is the actual, which is PPPPK, but the green one is what CP/CPK, you are within capability. If you calculate CP/CPK, you think you are producing like this, but actually your customer is seeing this. This is your potential capability CP/CPK, nothing but the within CP/CPK, and this is actual PPPPK. And always you can also calculate this capability in between. What is this? Between within capability. Nothing but the combined sigma. When you use the combined, more or less you have come close to the PPPPK. See here 1.26 and 1.19. But ultimately, PPPPK differs from your between within because it uses all the data, which is overall capability. So use the standard deviation overall to get what?
PPPPK.
PPPPK. Beautiful. Use the between within to get what?
Combined.
Combined capability. It's otherwise called between within capability, right? Very good. The overall capability is here. And always when you need to plot a control chart, actually to understand whether your process is in control or out of control, you need to plot a control chart. If the control chart, if you see any point outside the control limit, then you should not calculate CPCPK.
So, but again, any point means we are allowing 0.27, even if we consider 3 sigma, then we are allowing 0.27 to be out of the control limits.
Yes.
Right.
See here, I'm showing
How
a
much
control
to be
chart.
considered?
Yeah, I understand. That what your point is, sir, since there is a 0.27%, then it will happen. Am I right?
Yes.
But it doesn't mean you should tolerate it.
Sir, can I come?
1 minute.
Can I come?
I will answer, then you can come. 1 minute. See here, this is your control chart. Do you see the control chart?
Yes.
What is this center line? Center line is average.
Average or mean.
Average. And your upper control limit is here, lower control limit is here.
Correct.
You are seeing a point outside the control limit.
Hmm.
You want to tolerate by saying that there is a 0.27%. But this point is not a single value. Please understand. This points your represents
Only
everything you have produced in that particular batch.
batch or sample.
In a particular batch, you have taken 3 samples.
Mhm.
You want the 3 samples to represent your entire batch. Am I right?
Correct. Exactly.
Now you answer me. What is your batch size? 1000?
1,000, yes.
This 1 point represents what? 1000 points.
1,000 points, yes.
Do you want this 1 point, which is representing 1000, to be outside the control limit?
No.
That means the entire batch is going to come back to your factory. Right?
Correct.
So we cannot ignore this. Hope it helps, right? So a point going out of the control limit is a critical issue, is definitely a special cause. You need to take some action. You can't ignore saying that, it is okay. It's not that way.
Right. Thank you, sir.
All right. So there are so many special causes here. If your process is like this, will you still believe in calculating? Will you still proceed and study your capability?
No.
You will first fix all these special causes. Then you go and calculate the capability. If you want to understand what could be your capability, try to see the worst thing that can happen. Which one will indicate the worst thing that is going to happen? Your CPCPK or PPPPK?
PPPP.
So under such situation, if at all you want to understand about the capability, calculate the PPPPK and see the worst properly reflecting in your metric. Under such situation, if you, by ignoring certain data, if you simply calculate CPCPK, that is not going to be helpful in real time. Maybe you can submit some document to satisfy somebody, but we are here to learn things correctly, not how to manage the show, but we are here to learn how to run the show. All right. Fine. So let us see how the same thing will work in Minitab, and you can ask me your questions afterwards. So this is about coding, right? So let me open that data. So this is Minitab screen. File, go to open worksheet, look in the sample folder and open the file coding, type coding, it will come and open it. Now data is in your hand. All of you can practice, right? See here the same. Oh, I'm sorry, this is different. This data is different from that data. Maybe that is thickness, I believe. File name I have. No problem, I will get the data. Give me 1 minute. exercise files. Day 2. Okay, meanwhile, you can think about your questions. Let me get it. Any questions? Please go ahead. And RK sir also can answer your questions. RK sir, you can now take the questions, please.
Yeah, any question? No, that particular answer is out of time now because that time.
Yeah, that day we can leave. That is
There is
convinced,
a
I
difference
believe.
between what you said. Hello, once again. Let me make a clearance because that answer was at that time. It is not now because you would have forgotten. What he was mentioning was just 0.37. What Gopal Shivakumar was mentioning was 0.37%. So you'll have to be very careful when you're asking a question, right? 0.37 and 0.37% are completely different. Okay, that's what I just wanted to tell. Okay, thank you.
Right, any further question? Meanwhile, I'm getting the data and don't worry, I'll copy and then
Yeah,
paste.
any other question you can ask?
I copied. I'm going to paste it now. Paste.
So is there anything like CPM for PPPPK?
Yes, PPM is there. PPM is there. PPM. Same meaning. Voting. Okay.
I
Is
just make a statement, say true or false. The calculation of CP and CPK or PP and PPK, only formulas differ. Okay, am I right?
Yes.
Very good. Thank you. That's all. If you know the formula, if you know the terms, you know what it means. Simple.
Yeah, I think my screen is visible now. Minitab screen. You see here, column 4 contains the quoting data, which I discussed, and column 5 contains the role. And now go to stat, go to quality tools, capability analysis, normal. So I should know whether my data follows normal or not. Let me check that. Go to stat, basic stat, go to stat, basic stat, and then graphical summary. My data is this one now, quoting 1, and I give OK. Now look at your data. Tell me, is it normal?
Yes.
Looks normal. And if you still have a doubt, look at the p-value. It should be less than 0.05. Do you see it is, sorry, it should be more than 0.05. Do you see it is more than 0.05?
Yeah.
So it is normal. Now I go to capability analysis. Go to stat, quality tools, go to capability analysis, go to normal. And now, where is your data? Data is in column number 4, right? I give column number 4. Where is your subgroup information? Subgroup information is in column number 5. I select that. And now, of course, lower spec and upper spec are important. One second, let me get the spec. Okay. The requirement is 50 plus or minus 3. Requirement is 50 plus or minus 3. So what is lower spec now?
47.
Okay, very good. Upper spec will be 53. Now I give OK. Oh, what happened? Re-edit. I think I have changed.
Target. Maybe options you go and target you have.
Okay, wait. Subgroup size is, let me say, what is our subgroup size? 3, right?
3. Yes.
3.
Let me type subgroup size 3. I give OK now. Again, it's problem.
So target maybe you go to options and give the target, right?
Oh, correct. You are right. No, if I don't give the target also, that is okay. But something else I should not give. So
Yeah.
target I will give now. How much it is? 50. I think now things will work. Okay. And then, okay. Now report generated because it was still keeping that old target.
Old target 0.6.
That's why it is showing an error. Target cannot be different. So here all that calculations are coming the same way, but I really don't want you to get confused with so many formulas and other things, but you should know it. That's why I have taught you. You can calculate, but you no need to calculate because everything is managed beautifully. Now result comes. You should be confident in reading the report, and then you must interpret correctly. Now, do you now know what is your PP is speaking? Do you know what is your CP is speaking? And CP means you must ask that fellow, whether it is a within CP or between CP or a combined CP, isn't it?
Yeah.
Not all the CPs are same. They're all different. You should know it. But for different reasons, we really don't complicate things in real time. In our business, we don't complicate things. You want CP, I'll give you a CP. You want PP, I'll give you a PP. And then because we want the business to go on smoothly. But understanding the reality requires some effort and requires some learning. And that is given to you now. Are you clear now with the CPCPK and PPPPK, or have I confused you completely?
No, it's clear.